You're dark. Hey, I'm just giving her your warning so she can,
People
who needs a little hammer.
need the dartboard.
Welcome everybody.
Good time.
It's past time a little bit.
Halftime.
So we're gonna stand up and do the pledge of allegiance. The flag, unfortunately, is behind you today because
Thank
of
you,
the
Lance,
height.
for getting the flag.
Thank you, Lance, for getting our flag. Lance, do you want to lead us since you have rescued the flag?
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
True story, the Kiwanis new rules don't allow us to sing at this time because of all the breathing and happiness. So we're just going to skip to the prayer. Larry, would you mind leading us in prayer?
Bow your head, please. Heavenly Father, we thank you for bringing us back together again. Let's hope that everything remains this way so we can continue to meet on a weekly basis. We ask you to be with us as we try to get back to a normal situation and be able to contribute things to the community that they so much need, and that we can have fundraisers to do all these projects. We ask you to be with those that can't be here today, watch over them, and bring back safely when they're able to come back. We ask all these things in Jesus' name.
So ITs, but really I appreciate that the Kiwanis International gave us a great set of rules. We're going to sit down because everybody's been screened, but I'm going to just kind of go over for those of you who are not at home what you can expect if you join us for an in-person meeting. We now have a checklist of symptoms, and we are going to ask you to check your temperature at home and not come if you have a temperature, which that was already in the email today. When you get here, Chris or someone is going to greet you before you come in, and you're going to answer 10 questions, and we're going to screen you. And then once a quarter, you have to sign a waiver. We have waivers up on the table today. We do ask that if you don't feel well, please stay home. Stay home and join us via Zoom, because that's why we have that option. Also, if you're immunocompromised or something, please join us via Zoom. Or if you just have kids at home and you can't make it. One of the things that you should know is that we're discouraged from breaking city ordinances, which is why we could not sing today. I'm so sorry. That is actually listed specifically on our city ordinances or our county ordinances. So we have one guest today. Our guest is Jeffrey Brazil, who is a captain at the Salvation Army, who took Major Debbie's place. And he'll be speaking to us today about the Salvation Army fundraisers that they have coming up. And I'm actually just going to go over a couple things from our board meeting so that you guys have information, and then we will let Jeffrey do his presentation. So at the board meeting, which was on Tuesday, our board did vote that when we are in the appropriate tiers to have an in-person meeting, we will have an in-person meeting with the hybrid option for those of you at home. So if next week we go back to purple, we'll see you on the internet, and the week after that, if we go back to red, we would be back in person. So you can just expect that when you look up the tier, if we're in a tier that allows us to be in person, some of us will be in person. And latest has been great. They're going to be really flexible and let us have this downstairs room intermittently as that allows. The Christmas shopping spree is still looking for members for their committee. They're going to be working a little bit different this year because of COVID. And Chris, do you want to update people on that? You can just spin the doohickey.
So it will be a little bit different. We're going to be doing families instead of individuals. And the parent will actually be doing the shopping, but we will still be doing the checking in and checking out. So we do need some volunteers for that. If you just reply to any one of the many Kiwanis emails, that would be awesome. And we will sign you up for that. And we don't have the dates yet. We will hopefully this week.
We have one new member, and she was hoping to join us online, but I don't see her there. So congratulations to her. I'm not going to use her name because when she's here next week, we'll introduce her. How's that sound? We did vote as a board to do a sponsorship for the Ram Farm skating rink, so we will see our signage up at that. And so thanks to the board for making that possible. And we made a committee for the Christmas cruise. Larry is a chair for the morning committee. Larry and Dennis is a chair for the afternoon committee. Do one of the two of you want to present on what you need for people to sign up?
Yeah, I'll be sending a sign up out this weekend. The sign up for the Son of Genus. Yeah. So we'll be sending that out this weekend with you. Yeah, the cruise through the
Christmas cruise.
Christmas cruise through the fairground.
Fairground.
So we'll be looking for that. Will be approximately 25. brought the 25 members to help,
Got
so
all excited.
they'll get a hold of you. And
And
If you beg
I'll
for it, I
be
would.
starting about 9:30 in the morning, setting up the, making sure everybody gets to the right spot out at the fairground park.
Can't
Can't
hear
hear
you,
you.
Larry.
Can't hear you, past President Larry.
Listen, I gave you guys a pass on badges, but I'll go get the line tent if I have to. Don't get right at me.
All right, I'll be getting in touch with you also via email, so check your emails. We need not too many people for the morning afternoon shift. We just have to make sure that everybody gets in the right spot. So once everybody's in their spot setting up, we're probably pretty much done. So anyway, that'll be on Friday, December the 4th. So mark your calendars to keep it open on Friday the 4th. All right, thank you.
You guys were good sports considering I didn't warn you that I was gonna call on you. I appreciate that. Yes, Mr. President.
I can't hear you.
I have an award to present.
I saw that over there. Do
I
you
was
want to
wondering
stand
if I
up?
could have the honor of
You
presenting this.
you should do that in front of the banner.
Okay.
I'll move.
Oh, just kidding. We're gonna switch back around.
Just send people around. It's like a free roller coaster ride. There's your meeting.
I would like Larry DeBora to come up, please.
Oh, I'm gonna not fall.
Larry, this is my honor to present this Distinguished Service Award to you. You have been one of the most outstanding members I have ever met, and I appreciate everything you have done. Your presidency over the last 2 years has been unbelievable, taking us to a place that I don't think I ever thought our club would be, and that was all because of you.
No, it
And
wasn't.
you, and because you don't want to relinquish your presidency, I see you still are wearing your president's badge. And, you know, it's okay to give it up someday, but
I gotta find my other
we
one.
appreciate you being a past president. We look forward to your contribution to the board and the club continued for years to come. I know you've had a lot of life changes going on in your life. You're not sure where you're gonna end up, but anyway, it's been my pleasure
Thank you, Mr.
being by your side.
You're gonna have to turn your plaque around. Is this your first time with your plaque? All right, there we go.
It's his first plaque he's ever got.
First one. The last one's a little
All
league.
right.
Thank you, but
Hey, he didn't even trade you the basketball though.
I know, it's okay. I'll end up with it someday.
this plaque really belongs to the whole club because I couldn't have done anything without the support and the awesome members that we have in this club. So this really belongs to the whole club. And I just appreciate that you guys recognize me. It was a fun 2 years, except for the last 6 months. But otherwise, we had things rolling, and we'll get things rolling again with Allison. I know it's just a matter of time before we get things going again. So thank you very much. And
Here's your COVID protective layer. Keep it safe. There you go.
Don't you think wearing that
You can
badge?
sanitize. I know you have to touch mine, but it's hard, but.
Should cost him a couple of bucks.
That's cool. For those of you who did not get to see that, this board has actually been trying to be presented to Larry 3 times. They tried to get it to him at a DCM meeting, and then he was unable to attend. We tried to get it to him at the board installment, and he was unable to attend for a different reason. And so Mike has been holding this diligently for us until we could give it to him in person. So we appreciate that. Do we have any updates on our key clubs? CK or Action Club from advisors? No. One thing I will tell everybody is I want to really thank the new Key Club advisors for taking their positions. They've all done their background check as far as I know and are reaching out to schools so the schools can get active in this new crazy environment. And now I get to introduce our speaker and get out of his way. I'm going to give you my table so you can come up here and stand in front of the banner. Our guest today is Captain Jeffrey Brazil. As I said, I don't know if we were recording then. And Jeffrey is going to come speak to us about all the great things going on at the Salvation Army this winter season. You can stand up there.
I'm going to stand.
Yeah.
So a lot of you might know, or most of you might know, the Salvation Army is first and foremost a church. And I'm an ordained minister through the Salvation Army. So I like to preach. I like to talk. I like to walk around. But I'm captured by this camera, so I can't walk too far.
But you can see your boundary.
But I can see so I can actually stand right here. I can stand right there. A young boy was walking on the beach one day, and as he was walking down the beach and the water was coming up and lapping the shore, he noticed a bunch of starfish had been washed ashore. And as he was walking, he picked up a starfish and he looked at it for a moment and then chucked it back into the water. And he was doing this all morning long, just walking down the beach, picking up starfish and chucking them back into the water. And an older gentleman saw this young boy doing this, and he went up to the boy and says, "What in the world are you doing? You know this happens every single day. This happens multiple times during the day when starfish are washed up onto the beach. And you young child, you just pick up, so naive, and pick up these starfish and throw them back into the water. Why are you doing this?" And the young boy continues to walk, and he picks up another starfish and he looks at it. And he says, I feel the need to put these starfish back in the water. And the older gentleman says, "Why?" It doesn't make any difference. It just continues to happen over and over again. And the young boy, as he grabbed one more starfish and he looked at it and he looked at the old man and he said, "It makes a difference to this one." And he throws it back in. The work that we do in the Salvation Army, and also the work that you guys as Kiwanians do, is we make difference in people's lives. Be it through key clubs, be it through organization, be it through fundraisers and events that we do, that you guys do, your Christmas programs and so on and so forth. The Salvation Army has worked diligently since its inception in 1865 to make a difference in that one person's life, no matter what we do, no matter where we go. That holds true here in Turlock as well. The Salvation Army has been here since the late 1990s. So I believe it was 1996 that the Salvation Army came to Turlock with Captain David Ebel. I don't know if any of you know them or not, and his wife Diane. For the last 18 years, the Salvation Army has been in charge and run by Major Debbie Schrum, and which is, most of you know her as well. She was a wonderful pillar in our community, and everybody loved her. And it's going to be it's going to be challenging for me and my wife to step into her shoes and try to fill in where the vacuum and the void that she has left as she is gone. But we're going to do our best. One of the things that I was asked to talk about today is our fundraiser events and things that we have going on. Just like you and many other businesses, nonprofit organizations have felt a huge hit when it comes to monetary donation, specifically during this COVID season. Since March, the Salvation Army has lost about just over $80,000 in funds coming in through fundraisers, and all of that money goes in to help do the programs that we do with our food boxes, with our utility assistance, with our rental assistance, with after-school program, with helping our homeless population, so on and so forth. So in doing that, the reason why we do fundraisers is because program costs money. Everybody knows that. Program costs money. It costs money to run a business. It costs money to support and help those that are in need. And the main thing that we have going on right now to help combat this season is our kettle kickoff. Annually, we've done a kettle kickoff for every year for the last over 24 years. And it has been an amazing turnout. We go and we have an amazing gala. We have a guest speaker. We have our kettle clash where we have teams run around with kettles and go and collect money at each table and so on and so forth. And with COVID, we're not allowed to do that this year. It's yet another thing that COVID has taken away from our community. Not just the Salvation Army, but an opportunity for our community to support those that are in need. And so this year we are doing a drive-through, and with that, I do have tickets today if you want. If you need tickets to, it is tomorrow is our event, and at Netto's it's going to be a drive-through event, and the proceeds that go to that come from this goes directly back to our community. The Salvation Army prides itself on being anywhere from 82 to 85 cents to every dollar goes back to the communities that we serve in. So we have very low overhead, we have very low administrative costs that we pull from any donation or anything that comes our way. So I want to kind of, that's what's going on. I do have tickets. I want to encourage you to, if you haven't already, purchase a ticket for a meal tomorrow. It's going to be your traditional Thanksgiving meal, drive-through style, at Netto's. It starts between 3 and 6 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. If you can't get a ticket here, you can always, at the event as well, we're allowing people to get tickets there as well. The other thing that I want to encourage you and bring you some attention to is this flyer here. Sorry, here, I'll let you see what it looks like here. So the Salvation Army this year has gone with our theme of Rescue Christmas. We know that we've all been hit by COVID. We've all been hit by financial constraints, and it's not just the businesses, but it also affects it affects the family. It affects our friends that are experiencing homelessness. It affects every single person in many different ways. And so we want to help rescue Christmas this year in allowing us to serve our community and alongside and with each person that we come in contact with. And so through this, there's two different ways that we can help. One is the Kettle Clash. So that's the bottom part of this flyer here. Does everybody know how to use a QR code? Yeah? I can give you a quick example real quick. It's very easy if you have a smartphone. All you have to do is click on your camera, point your camera at it, and your phone automatically reads it, and you just click on it, and it goes right to the website. So with that, the Kettle Clash that you see normally with our Kettle Kickoff, we are extending through the end of the Christmas season, and that allows us to raise the most money possible that we can. But it also gives each one of you a chance to create a team. So then in that team, you can go out and you can talk to your sphere of influence, your friends, your family, your coworkers, and so on and so forth, to help raise money to support the Salvation Army in the goal of caring for our community. And it's really easy to do. It doesn't require anything big. You get your own website, literally, that people can go to, and when they donate, it gets credited directly to you. But the funds come directly to the Salvation Army. It's a great opportunity to create some revenue for the Salvation Army to do the things that we love to do. The second part is the one in the middle here.
I'm gonna go get my fine pen, you guys.
Is the one in the middle, and that's one thing that the Salvation Army is good at is volunteerism. I know that Kiwanians are also good at volunteering. You like to go out into your community and be a support and help as much as possible. And this way, the Salvation Army is looking for we're looking for bell ringers this year. You've seen the iconic Salvation Army kettle and bell in front of Walmart, in front of Rallies, in front of Rayleigh's, in front of the Market Fresh Market, on Canal, Village Fresh, on Canal. You've seen it in front of Save Marts, so on and so forth. We're trying to step away from using paid employees because of the price of cost of having an employee is going out insane, especially for a nonprofit. To be able to employ someone part-time for a season takes a big dent out of proceeds that are coming in. And so it's coming to the point as minimum wages increase, what we receive and what we have to give out kind of the balance is tipping and almost making it not viable anymore to have a paid bell ringer. So we're pushing volunteer bell ringing, and as a club, you guys have the opportunity to sign up. So you just go to just follow that scan, and you can sign up as a club and take a kettle location individually, or you can sign up as a club as a whole and say, hey, for this day, we're gonna split it up into 2 hour stints or 1 hour stints, however you guys want to do it, and all the proceeds that go are credited to your club. And so I'm kind of pitting all of the service clubs against each other. I'm sorry, but it's kind of what I do. It's a competition. So whichever service club has the opportunity to raise the most money for us this year, raise the most money through the kettle season this year, we are presenting a plaque, an award to that club, and bragging rights for that year to say we did the most, right? We're helping the Salvation Army do the most good in all that we do. And here's some information also about services and things that are going on, ways that you can get involved through the Salvation Army and what we do in our community. And with that, that's really all I have today. I want to thank you for this opportunity, for getting in front of you and introducing myself, and so you can see who I am without a face mask.
6 feet distance.
Yeah, 6 feet distance, got to stay away, but being safe. But the Salvation Army is here to stay, and we're here to continue to do the good work that we've always been doing in our community. But it requires our help from each one of you as well. Everyone in our community can make a difference, and we can do the most good together. Thank you so much. Is there any questions that I can answer?
Is there an age limit for kettle ringing?
Yes and no. So the question was, is there an age limit for kettle ringing? So because of liability, we would say if you were to stand by yourself, you need to be the age of 18. If you were to stand with a guardian or an adult, you can be any age that you want to be. Now with that, there are some requirements that are put on by our locations that we have bell ringing. This year specifically, because of COVID, they are asking that we only have one person at the kettle site. So it's hard to do a group or a family or a high school group coming in and they have a couple of people at the kettle stand at the same time. So yes, it is possible, but not this year. We will allow parent and child, but that's as far as we can go with that. So 18 if you're by yourself.
Anybody else have a question?
Any other questions? How's your meals? Is it good?
Thank you very much.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. And if you have any other questions, I do have tickets. Oh, we do have one more thing. I wanted to let you know about this as well. So one of the other things that the Salvation Army does is our Angel Tree program. And we also work together with Turlock Together in providing food boxes for our we're shooting for 1,500 food boxes or 1,500 families this year to give out food boxes. And alongside that, a gift or a toy for each child that comes through. So I do have these as well that are they're angel tags that you can take, go out, purchase a gift for a child that has, and it's the gender and the age on the tag. Take it when you purchase the toy, take it to either the Salvation Army or to any fire station, and you can drop it off at that location. So I have these available as well that you can, and if you don't want to pick any up today, but you want to pick up 50 or 100 of them to pass out, stop by our office and we'll help you out with that as well. Yes.
Yes, I have a question. All the time in the world this morning. Tell us a little bit about yourself, where you're from, how you got here, your mission statement as a person, and tell us a little bit more.
Absolutely. So about myself, my name is Captain Jeff Brazil. I am 42, just turned 42. I am married with 5 children. I have 3 biological and 1 adopted child. So my youngest biological is 18. My adopted daughter is 4. So we basically started all over again. She's been in our house since she was 8 days old. She was born substance exposed to methamphetamine and marijuana. And we thought it was necessary to take care of her when nobody else would. We've been here in Turlock since July the 3rd. Wednesday, July the 3rd is our first reporting date. I came to you from Yuma, Arizona, where I've been working there for 3 years. Prior to that, I was in Tucson, Arizona for 4 years. So most of my Salvation Army career has been in the Southwest. And before that, I was in, my wife and I were in seminary for 2 years through the Salvation Army. And before that, I was the business manager for the Salvation Army in Bakersfield, California. And it happens to be my hometown. That's where I'm from, Bakersfield, California. And born and raised there. In high school, I moved up to Napa, California, where my parents became missionary pastors through the Assembly of God, and started a church up there. And that's where I met my wife in high school. And we got married. I've been married since I was 16. Yes, so I just celebrated 25 years of marriage, and I'm only 42, so you can do the math and figure that one out. For after we graduated high school, I went into the Air Force, and I served in the United States Air Force for 11 years, moving all over the place. Started out in Las Vegas at Nellis Air Force Base, went to Aviano, Italy for 3 years, jumped back over to California, and was at Edwards Air Force Base for 3.5 years. Spent a year in Korea in Osan Air Base. From there, I jumped over to Luke Air Force Base in Glendale, Arizona, and that's where I left the Air Force. And in 2007 is when I joined with the Salvation Army as just a member of the church, and things moved from there. I haven't left yet. Done a lot in my short 42 years, yes.
I asked that question.
Absolutely, absolutely, yes.
Why is it, and I asked you this because I have friends in Canada who are in the Salvation Army. Why do you move people around as much as you do? You just get settled into your job and then they move you off somewhere else.
Yeah, so on average, the Salvation Army officer on average stays in an appointment between 3 and 5 years.
Right.
That is mostly because not because the officer wants to move, but something else happens somewhere in our territory or within our division that requires our skill set. So I have a particular skill set. My degree is in business administration, and also and my wife is in counseling and child development. And so we do a lot with after school programs. I do a lot with business and so on and so forth. So Major Debbie Shrum was here for 18 years, so that's not the average, right? I only know of 5 officers who have stayed more than 15 years at a location at any port. But normally it's not because of anything that we do, but it's something else occurred and we have to fill that position. So they draw us or pull us in, because every year we also have new cadets or new officers that are coming in as well, and we have those that are retiring. So that causes a lot of moving around with it.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Any other questions? I should eat.
We should know what you need.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for presenting for us today and for your service with the Salvation Army and in the military, because it's almost Veterans Day, so we appreciate that. We are passing around an in-person card to be signed for our beloved Ruthie, who has left the club this year to focus on her grandkids. But if you cannot sign the card in person and you still want to sign the card, you can contact Norma. We're going to give her a little gift, which we're not going to talk about on here in case she gets the video somehow. But if you want to sign the card, Norma has the card and you can make arrangements with Norma to get that signed. Does anybody else have anything that we haven't covered before we adjourn?
I didn't ask if there were any questions online.
Are there any questions online? I have a couple on here today. Oh, Michelle joined. Michelle Allen is our new member. She got voted in on Tuesday. Michelle messaged me this morning or last night and said, and Norma just snuck in there at the end.
And we didn't hear her.
you know.
I'm changing my ways.
Chatty was quiet.
The secret is don't put anybody around her.
Maybe she just likes the quarter part, because I don't have a quarter bed.
That
She's
could
super
be.
quiet now,
I
so
know,
maybe she
right?
just likes to give away her money to charity. So thank you guys all for joining us this morning. I'm going to officially adjourn us so that Chris can stop the recording and the rest of you can enjoy your breakfast. And next week, depending on what color grid we are in, you will get a notification on Thursday letting you know whether we'll be here in person or solely online. If you want to check for yourself, if we're red grid or lower, we'll be here. If we're purple grid or they put out any new weird rules that are individual to grids, we'll be somewhere else. And we are so excited to have you no matter where we are. So have a great Friday, everybody.
Yay.